Hi guys, so today I'm doing a storytime video, and this video is going to be my experience at working at Spirit Halloween. Now I'm not going to name the town or city or whatever that the store was in, but it was in Canada, in Ontario. You guys know where I live. Not hopefully where I live, but where in general I live, which is Ontario, Canada. So it was in Ontario, Canada, and yeah, I'm just gonna tell you what happened. I have always really liked Spirit Halloween. I just love Halloween in general. It's my favorite holiday more than Christmas or my birthday or anything. I love Halloween. And I had never been to Spirit Halloween, the store, until the year that I worked there. And I went to the nearest town that had a Spirit Halloween, and it's about 45 minutes away, and I wanted to just go check it out. And it was, I want to say, the beginning of October, I think. So I went, this was a few years ago, just so you know. So I went there and I was just walking around looking at costumes and stuff, and you can tell they were just in the midst of like putting everything out. Like there was a lot of displays that weren't set up. There were people that were like running around and didn't know what they were doing clearly, and they were just setting up the store for the Halloween season. So it was a store that, because the store is a seasonal store, the store moves around this town to different buildings that are available for the time of October and November. So I think October, November. It might be September, October, November. I'm not sure for sure. But they move stores. So this is where they had located this time. And I wasn't aware of the fact that I never knew anything about the store. I knew Spirit Halloween was a Halloween store. I didn't know that they had to close down every season and they were only open for a few months and blah blah blah. So they were setting up and it just didn't look very nice in there, and it looked really unorganized, and yeah, so I think they had just opened. I'm not saying anything bad about the store, they just weren't prepared yet to be open, and they were open, so I just thought that was weird that they were just open. So it was like a warehouse looking building. They had set everything up and it was like 80% set up, so it wasn't too bad. So I went in there, browsed around a little bit, and if you guys know Spirit Halloween, the costumes are ridiculously priced. But if you want to be a sexy whatever, or if you want to have a decent costume and not order online, that's where you go. And you have to pay the price, that's the way it is. So I went in there and I was just looking at costumes. I don't even think I bought anything. And I had just almost finished the season of my actual job, which I work on a french fry truck. It's the dream job, I know. But I had just finished, I think I had like a week left or something, I don't remember, maybe 2 weeks left of my job, which it really slows down that time of year. And I wasn't getting very many shifts, so I was like, maybe I can get a job here. I love Halloween, I love Halloween costumes, I love dressing up, and I feel like I would be perfect for this job. So I went over to one of the girls. She kind of looked like my age, and I was just asking if they were hiring and how she got a job here and stuff. She was like, yeah, we're totally hiring. We need people like your age and stuff, and I'll go get the manager. So I was like, okay, like I wasn't really ready for this, but let's do it. And so the manager came up. She was like a mom age, if that makes any sense. She looked like a mom. So she was really nice, and she said, yeah, we're totally looking for people. Give me your phone number and we will call you and let you know like when we're gonna have like this big orientation day, because they're gonna hire a bunch of people, I guess. And I think, and I know because I work a seasonal job, that it's hard to find good workers that want to work for a few months and they're okay with that. So I had a feeling, but I didn't really know what I was going to get into, but I was used to working seasonal, so I was ready to be that person, but I didn't know what the other people were going to be like. So anyways, she called me like that night and she was like, oh, please come on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and we're going to have orientation and just teach you a little bit about what we're doing and show you around the store so you kind of know where everything is. So I was like, awesome, okay. So excited. I love Halloween. I love this store. I was like all about this life that I was about to live. So I go in, and remember, this is a 45-minute drive away from my house. So if I'm not going to get good hours and good shifts, I'm not going to work here because it's too much driving for me. And I just got my first car and blah, 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 blah. So anyways, and my actual job is like 5 minutes away from my house. Like my main job at the chip truck is like 5 minutes away. So yeah, just to give you an idea, 45 minutes for me is a long drive. For some people that's nothing, but for me that's a long drive, and I just started driving. So but anyways, so I drove in. I had to leave like at 8 o'clock, and then I got there at 8:45 or something like that, and I went in and there was like a bunch of people. There was at least 10 people there at that point, and then there was about 15 to 20 people altogether. So, and that's everybody. That's not just people that were coming in my age that were going to work there. And it was all different ages people. So I stood there and I waited, and I think I had to fill something out or something. I can't remember. We got papers, like rules and stuff like that. And then the owners of like Spirit Halloween, like the owners of Spirit Halloween came in. And they were super nice. I think it was like 2 guys and a girl that came in, older people obviously. And they were just telling us about the rules and how they feel. And they were saying that the store that I had worked at was one of the highest crime rated stores. Like the most thefts have happened in that store. So they were pretty much telling us that if they saw something suspicious, if we saw something suspicious, don't tell the manager, don't report it. You have to literally say, can I check your bag? Or I need to check your bag. And you have to check people's purses. And I felt super uncomfortable with that. Like, I'm not the type of confrontational person, especially when I just started working somewhere. I'm not going to ask a girl my age, can I look in your purse because I think you stole something. I can't do that. That's something a manager does. That's something that security does, not me. Like, I am not supposed to do that stuff. So automatically I felt super weird. And just so you guys know, this is my first retail job, so I didn't really know what the basic rules were for retail. I don't know retail work, so I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but to me that felt really wrong to do that. And I just don't feel comfortable with that. Maybe that's just, I'm not supposed to do retail, but I just did not feel comfortable with asking somebody if I can look in their bag because I think they stole something. I can't do that. So right off the bat I felt uncomfortable. So they carried on just saying rules and stuff like that, and talking about special effects. Cool stuff actually, like telling us that they're going to teach us how to do special effects makeup with our products and stuff like that. So I was really excited because I love doing makeup and stuff, as you guys know, and I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to get past that little thing that I didn't like so I could participate in something that I would really love. So the orientation is over and I'm about to leave. It was around 11 o'clock, I think, and that was when the store started to kind of open. I think it was 11 o'clock. I'm not sure. Maybe 10? I don't know. This was years ago. So there's people like banging on the door and stuff, like they want to go in, but the store's not open yet, so it was like kind of awkward. And then they kind of just mentioned, oh, you can look around the store, familiarize yourself with all the different departments. And yeah, they never walked me around and told me the departments. They never did like a full, everybody get in line and look at each department. It was kind of just do it yourself. So that kind of like freaked me out because I don't really know everything about this store. This is the first time I kind of was in there for longer than 20 minutes, and it kind of really overwhelmed me. So 5 minutes later, the manager comes up to me and says, we're short staffed today, can you work? And it's a Saturday, and it's October and it's gonna be really busy. She didn't say this, but I knew. So she said, oh, can you work today? And of course I wanted the hours, so I said yes. And she said, okay, you need to pick a costume, I need to approve it, and then you need to go put it on. When you work at Spirit, you have to wear a costume when you're working. Like a full-on costume, which I love. That's like one of my favorite things, is to dress up in a costume and just live my life. So she was like, go pick your costume. I had dark brown hair at the time, this length. It was extensions, obviously. But I had dark brown hair, and I was like, oh, you know what would look really cute if I was Little Red Riding Hood. So I went out and picked the Little Red Riding Hood outfit, which was adorable. And I was like, is this okay? And she's like, yes, totally, you should wear that. It's gonna look so good. Put on a little petticoat and you're gonna be good to go. So I didn't know what a petticoat was, by the way, so I had no idea what she was talking about. But it's one of like the tutu things that you put underneath a skirt so it makes it like puffier. Anyways, that looked freaking adorable. And I was having a great time in this costume. And then the store opens. And the manager is kind of frazzled, and I think it was because management was there and it was like overwhelming for her to like try to look good in front of them. But it's my first day, so obviously I'm not going to do everything perfect. I need to learn, and that's just the way it is. So she puts me on change rooms, which I'm stoked about because I feel like I would be good at change rooms. I'm very social and organized, and it was a pretty basic job, so I knew what to do. Look at the costume, give them the costume, put them in a change room, they try on the costume, they give me the costume back, I make sure it's okay, put it back in the bag, and if they want it, they take it. If they don't, put it in the go back away pile. So it was pretty basic. And I was having a really good time. I didn't do anything wrong. I was doing okay. So I think I got in trouble for having like too big of a crowd in front of the change rooms, which is kind of silly because it's like I can't really control that. I tried to tell them to go in a line, but the store is so like zigzaggy that it's like you can't really form a line when there's no room for a line. But anyways, so I think I got in trouble for that or something. And then I switched out to go onto the floor because she wanted me to learn the floor a little bit more. So she is telling me to take the costumes out of the to go back pile from the change room. So I'm taking the costumes back, like I'm taking the costumes and putting them back where they go. I don't know this store. It's gonna take me a while to figure out where these costumes go. So don't get mad at me if I can't find where they go because I don't know this store yet. So I'm trying to be patient with myself and be like, you can find it. Like, you know the basic areas like adult women, adult men, pair costumes, kids costumes, Disney costumes. I knew kind of where stuff was, but it's such a blur that it's kind of hard to put stuff away. And there's so many people in there and it's crazy. So I'm kind of walking around and trying to put costumes away. And sorry, this is a long story. And I saw one of the guys that worked there and I was like, I really don't know where this is. Can you kind of point me in the right direction? I don't know what this is. And he was like, oh, it was like Disney or something, kids, whatever. He's like, I'll put it away for you. So I'm like, thank you for helping me. Somebody helping me, because it was all new people. I think he had worked there before. He actually turned out to be the manager's son. But he was super nice and he was trying to help me. I don't know if it was because I was pretty or what, but he was trying to help me and like he was being really, really nice. So I definitely appreciated that because nobody else was helping me, and the manager was telling people not to help me. I had to do it myself. So I was putting away costumes. Once again, I couldn't find where one of these costumes was supposed to go, and I ran into him and I was like, oh, can you help me? Like, I'm not sure where this goes. And he was like, I'm not allowed to talk to you. And I'm like, I'm just asking for help. Like, it's my first day. I need help. He was like, I can't talk to you. My mom / the manager gave me trouble for helping you and I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just keep wasting my time trying to find where this freaking costume goes. So anyways, I kind of got in trouble for that and I wasn't supposed to ask for help. So yeah, I got in trouble again. And it wasn't like, oh, don't do that. It was like, you can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So I'm like, okay, sorry. So anyways, then I think I was being a little sneaky, and I went over to the girl that worked at the change rooms. It was her turn on the change rooms. And she was really nice. She was one of the other people that I was kind of getting along with pretty well. And I was like, do you know where this goes? Like, please help me. I don't know where this goes, and I'm tired of wandering around the store with the same costume. She's gonna see me again. No, I couldn't find where it went, and I'm gonna get in trouble. So please tell me where this goes. So she was kind of like, she was standing there with me and we were talking, and the manager saw me and came over and was like, pulled me aside and was like, stop hanging around the change rooms. You're not working on the change rooms, and you need to stop asking people for help. So I'm like, okay, sorry, I will try to find where this goes. And she's like, it goes right over here, and like grabbed it out of my hand and like put it back. So I was like, well, that was embarrassing. And then a couple came up to me and I was helping them find a costume, and they were looking for like a cloak kind of thing, like a cape, I think. And so I was showing them where the capes were, and they weren't really into them, and I thought they were really shitty capes too, so I couldn't really like say anything. I'm like, this is all we have, I'm sorry. And the manager came over and started talking to them about like home display stuff. It was like a Frankenstein thing, I'm not sure, and just totally took over the entire conversation. And I was like so awkwardly standing there like, bye, like, sorry I couldn't help you. She's helping you now, bye. Like, what am I supposed to do? It was so awkward. So yeah, so she kind of took over that, and I was kind of annoyed because it was like, okay, I was finally like getting some stuff going on with a customer, and it was nice, and it just got kind of stolen from me. So I'm like, whatever. So then I was helping another little girl. She was so cute, and she wanted one of those like onesie suits that like blows up. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's like one of those like spandex suits, but it like expands, like there's like a fan in it or something, and it goes really big. So she wanted one of those. So it was like one size fits all or something, and she was like a little girl, so we weren't sure if this was gonna fit. So I bring her over to the change room. She's with her dad or something, but he wasn't really paying attention. He was just like, hey, you help her, because I don't know what she wants, and you just need to help her because that's your job, and it's totally my job. So I grabbed the costume and we went into the change room line, because she's like a little girl. She's like 8 or something, so I'm trying to help her as best I can. And I've got the costume in my hands, and I'm not supposed to hang out by the fitting room, but I'm trying to help a customer, so I don't know what she expects from me. So we get to the front of the line or whatever, and she was like, can you please come in and help me? Like, I don't know how to put this on. I'm 8. So I was like, I'm not supposed to go in the change rooms, but I'm helping a customer, and it's a little girl, and she asked me to come in with her. I'm not going to say no, I'm not coming in with you. So I went into the change rooms with her, and I helped her try on the costume. It fit her, she loved it, and I wrapped it up for her, and her dad went to the till to go pay for this thing. And it was like $100 costume, so sale, cha-ching. I was so happy with myself. I just made a great sale with this little girl in this costume. It was like $100, and I'm pretty sure she bought other stuff too, so you're welcome, Spirit Halloween. So as I'm taking them to the till, and I like drop them off at the till, and then I walk back to go start putting stuff away or helping customers, the manager comes up to me and literally grabs me aside and is like, if I see you near those change rooms again, I'm sending you home. I was literally about to cry because I thought I did something so good, because I made a sale for them, and I was like, yes, I just nailed this sale. I helped this little girl pick her costume. She's gonna have a costume now for Halloween. Like, that's awesome. And I just got rained out for it. And I was like, fuck this. So she walks away, and I am like so flustered. I feel like I'm gonna cry because I'm so angry, because I thought I did something good and I just got in trouble for it, and I don't understand retail or this store or whatever. So I was really upset. I was kind of walking around for a little bit putting costumes away, but I felt so upset I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I didn't want to work anymore. So I wasn't like quitting right then and there, but I was like, I'm tired of this. Like, I can't do this today. Like, it's now 2 o'clock, so I've been there for how long? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So I try to find the manager and tell her I want to go home now. I have other stuff I have to do, because it wasn't actually a shift. Like, it was just stay until you're done, I guess. I don't know. Or stay until she asks you to leave. Stay until she asks you to leave, and then you can leave, or leave when you need to leave. I don't know. I have no idea what the rules were. So I tried to find her. I couldn't find her. I just told one of the other people, hey, I'm done. I'm not gonna do my shift anymore. I need to leave. Blah, blah, blah. So, and my boyfriend was working like 5 minutes away from the store, so I kind of wanted to go see him and bring him lunch and whatever, because I just wanted to talk about what just freaking happened to me. So I go downstairs, which is where like the bathrooms are for the staff, and it's disgusting. Like, I can't even tell you how dirty it is. I don't think there was a girls and boys bathroom. I think it was just it just looked like a high school bathroom in there, and it was not nice. So I went in, I got changed, I put my regular clothes back on, and I just had enough. Like, I didn't want to be here anymore. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there, because I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was tired of getting in trouble for everything. So I took my costume off, I went upstairs, and as I was going upstairs, she was coming in the doorway where the stairs were. She was like, where were you? And I was like, I'm done. I tried to find you, I couldn't find you, and I need to leave. And she started acting like so nice. She was like, oh, what's wrong? You should have like found me and told me you wanted to leave. And I was like, I tried. I don't know what to say. I tried to find you. And I literally had tears welling up in my eyes, because I was so angry how she was treating me, and now she's gonna try to act all innocent like nothing happened. Just really ticked me off. So I just told her I wanted to leave. I have to go do whatever. I just said I'm leaving. And I took my costume off, and here it is. Like, I'm done. So she was trying to act all nice, and then she was, I don't remember what she said, but I was like, I was really upset, and I was like, just so you know, when a little girl asks me for help to put her costume on, I'm gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no to a customer, a little girl, when she asks me to help her put her costume on, because her dad won't go in with her. Like, fuck off. I didn't say like fuck off, but I was very upset. And I knew that she knew I was upset, so she was just like, okay. I didn't care what she said. I just wanted to make my statement and leave. I didn't want her to respond. She doesn't need to respond. I want her to think about what I just said, and maybe think about talking to people a little bit more nice before you start giving them trouble every single time they do something, because it's my first day. So I go up to the till and I bring my costume up, and they have to check it. And when I was taking my costume off in the bathroom, my foot hit the petticoat, and it got like dirt on it. So, and the rule is, if you damage the costume, you have to buy it. So she looked at it and she was like, oh, what happened here? And I was feeling really like a smartass at that moment. And I was like, I took off the petticoat and the floor was really dirty, so I guess it got dirty. I wasn't trying to be mean. That was like literally what I thought happened. Later I realized that I hit my foot on it. Oh, that must have been it. But I was like, the floor was really dirty and it fell on the floor, and I picked it up as soon as I could, but I couldn't really do anything. And I was like, I can buy it if you want. I don't care. I'll buy it. Because I didn't care. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. I didn't want to like have to write a fucking report about dropping a petticoat on the floor and getting it dirty. So I was like, I'll buy it if you want me to buy it. She's like, oh, well, let me just look at it. I'm like, no, like, I'll buy it. It's okay. And she was like, no, it's okay. You don't need to buy it. I think she realized that I was really upset, and she didn't want to lose another person to work there, because I think a lot of people were uncomfortable with the fact that she was trying to get people to look at people's purses. So, yeah. So I pretty much was like, okay, I'm leaving, like, bye. So I had to like go on the computer and sign out, so my hours were like ended. And I did that right before I left, so I don't know, like that's what she said you're supposed to do, just go sign in and then check out. So it was around 2 o'clock, I checked out, and then I left and whatever, hung out with my boyfriend, blah 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 blah. I never called, I never checked to see if I had any shifts. I didn't want to go back. I think I called like the next day and was like, oh, am I on the schedule? And they said no, and I was like, okay, good. And that was it. And then about a week or two later, I went in and picked up my check and left. I never saw the manager. I never had anything to do with it again. Now, there has been 2 seasons since I quit, or the season that I worked there, and I have gone to the store every single Halloween, which Halloween's not that big of a deal. The first one I went to after I worked there was in a different place. It was in like, I think it was in a car dealership. I think it was in the same place both years. I think it was both in a car dealership. It was disgusting. The store, there were costumes on the floor. There was stuff everywhere. There were like there was like 5 people working there, and the store was like Costco size, and there was 5 people working. People did not know where stuff was. There was like costumes like everywhere, and it was like dirty and disgusting in there. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't work there. I'm glad I didn't continue working there, because I knew it was just going to be BS, and like I don't care to learn from a store that I'm just going to work there for 2 months and then not work there and then maybe go back again the next like season and work there for 2 months. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not realistic for my life, so I'm not going to work there. But anyways, I had a really bad time there. I don't ever want to see the manager again, not because she's not a nice person. She was a really nice person. I don't like the way that she was running her store. I don't appreciate the way she was treating me when I was working. When I wasn't working, she was super nice to me, but when I was working, she was very rude and didn't give me a chance to explain myself and just didn't give a shit about me. So I don't care. So yeah, that was my experience working at Spirit Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys.